Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You're on the Build YouTube channel. This is the channel where one of you guys is going to win a $100,000 dream car. Today's an exciting day. Today's going to be the first vote for a car. I know I said in previous videos that I was going to wait for a few more subscribers, but surprisingly, the comments that you guys are leaving aren't for new cars. You guys are leaving comments saying you want an older car, a Supra or an RX-7 or an R34 Skyline. Because of that, it could take me a couple weeks to track one down, or 3 or 5 weeks to import one if that's what we have to end up doing. So we're going to put up a vote today on what kind of car you guys want as the project car for the build. There's 3 categories. We're going to go with a new car. Now that could be Subaru, Nissan, Mazda, Ford Mustang, or STI. We're going to go with a mid-90s import. Now this is where most of the comments are coming in. They're coming in for that Toyota Supra or an RX-7, an R34 Skyline, a Nissan NSX. I'm also getting comments for imports, the European imports, for the old Volkswagen Corrados, for Audis, stuff like that, which is awesome, guys. If that's what you guys want, man, let's do it. I thought when I initially started the channel, I thought that we were just going to go out and buy a new car, but you guys don't want something that anybody can just go to the dealership and buy. From your comments, it's looking like you want something unique and different, which is cool. You guys are really leaning towards like the mid-90s import, so that's going to be a category. And the third category is going to be an old muscle car. Have had comments, people wanting an old muscle car, to do up an old muscle car, kind of like a Pro Touring or something like that. So the 3 categories are going to be new car, a mid-90s import, something along there. It could be early 2000s. I know the R34 went for, you know, up till 2005 or whatnot. Or an older muscle car. I'm excited. I honestly don't think we're going to end up with a new car, guys. Going on your comments, it's really exciting because you guys are car guys and you don't want something that everybody else has. You want something that's different, that has lots of aftermarket, which is great. I will say this, I was kind of vague when I first put the channel out because we kind of started it on a whim, and a lot of you guys are asking for different cars or more obscure cars that maybe there's not a lot of aftermarket. So I'm going to go over 3 comments that I get regularly on one of the social medias. Is the car, I would like it to have a large aftermarket fan base. I want a lot of parts, I want lots of options. If we're going to put a wide body on it, or if you guys want to put an interior in it, or if you guys want to do up the motor or the suspension, I want lots of options. If you pick something that's maybe not so popular, a Lexus LC500, I think somebody said, there's not a lot out there for that, I don't think. I could be wrong. But I definitely want something that's got lots of aftermarket parts, Mazda Miata, Ford Mustang, you know, something like that, a Skyline, so there's lots of parts. 2, I have had some comments on some more expensive cars. I guess I really didn't lay out any guidelines on kind of what we're looking to spend. So $50,000 is what I want to spend on the car. That's to purchase the car. Then another $50,000 or $60,000 on modifying or building the car. Now, if we end up getting an older car that doesn't cost a lot to buy, we end up getting a 93 RX-7 and I picked it up for 20 grand, then obviously there's going to be more money to put into the car as far as performance mods and suspension and doing it the way you want it. The same goes with the older muscle cars. You guys say, hey, we want a 1969 Charger and I can find one for 25 grand that needs restoration. That's going to leave more money for restoring the car. The reason I'm bringing that up is because the R34 Skyline has a huge range in price. It is a very common car that's left in the comment section. It's tweeted at me, it's on Instagram, and it's a cool car. there's a big difference between a non-turbo Nissan Skyline GT rear-wheel drive and a GT-R turbo RB26 all-wheel drive. I mean, I've looked at those cars. Not that I haven't found some for the $40,000 or $50,000 range, because I have found a few, but I've also found a lot that are up at $110,000, $120,000, which blew me away. So keep that in mind, guys. If that's the kind of car you're looking for, and we're gonna do an R34 Skyline or an Acura NSX, we need to find the right car for those. I would like to keep the car at $50,000 or less to purchase it, which is going to leave us $50,000 or $60,000 in building it, which at the end of the day is going to give you guys a $100,000 car that you guys are going to win. And I hope you guys are excited for that, because I'm really excited for it. The third comment that I've had on me, that I've had shot at me a couple times, is when somebody wins it, how am I going to get it to them? And again, I apologize to this, guys, because I didn't really plan it out detail by detail. I kind of came up with the idea and said, hey man, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'll get everybody to vote on a car. They can build the car the way they see the dream car get built, and then I'll give the car away at the end, without thinking what happens if somebody in Australia wins the car. So if you live in the lower 48 states of the United States, or you live in Canada and you win the car, we will get the car to you. If you live in Canada, no problem. We'll put it somewhere. We'll ship it to you. It's not going to be a problem getting it to you. If you live in the lower 48 states, again, we'll get it to you. Not going to be a huge problem. Might take a couple weeks learning the importing laws and getting the paperwork filled out to get it to you. But if you live in the lower 48 states or Canada, we will get the car to you. That's not a problem. However, if you live in Hawaii, Alaska, or anywhere else in the world, the importing is gonna fall on you. So if you live in England and you win the car and you really want the car, we will help you in any way possible on our end. That means getting it to the port, getting it put into a sea container, all that stuff. But as far as filling out the paperwork and getting it imported into your country, that's gonna fall onto you. That's one option. That's the option I hope you guys go for, because I really want to see somebody win the car, enjoy the car, out making some videos in it, enjoy driving it or taking it to the track or whatever the car ends up to be, car shows or whatnot. Understandably, that can get very expensive if the laws are difficult to import cars into your country, stuff like that. So the second option is, if you live in another part of the world, you live in Australia or you live in England and you win the car and you don't want to bother to import it, it's going to be too difficult to get it into your country, we will assist you selling the car on our end and you getting the money. So you say, okay, I can't import it, you know, I live in Brazil, I can't get the car down here. No problem, we will help facilitate the deal here in Canada. Hopefully we can sell it for a good $1 and you would get the money, and we'll give you the money for the car. Now, obviously that's not what I hope. Like I said, I really hope that somebody gets the car and enjoys the car and takes it to car shows and makes videos with it, because I think it's going to turn out really cool at the end. So those are 3 questions that have been shot at me that I didn't think about when I first decided the channel. So I hope that clarifies a little bit of what's going to happen once the car is done and one of you guys win the car. Today is the 5th of April. I'm gonna leave this vote up until the 15th. That's Sunday, April 15th at 6 o'clock is when voting is gonna end. So if you're passionate about a certain car, you really wanna see an older import as the winning car, you're in a car club, get those guys in your car club, get them to subscribe, get them to vote, pass it around to friends, pass it around to family, get them to vote. Because at the end of the day, if we end up with a new car and you guys really want a mid-90s import, I'm just gonna say that's what the voters asked for. You guys asked for the import, we got an import, or the voters asked for a new car. Whatever you guys want, that's what's gonna happen. So you're passionate, you really want a certain car, you're in car clubs or you have friends that are in the same kind of circle that you're into, pass it around, get them to vote. Make sure they leave a comment on what car in that class they'd like to see. So if you're saying, yeah guys, we really want a new car, leave a comment on what new car you'd like to see. If you'd like to see a 370Z, or if you'd like to see a Mazda Miata, or if you'd like to see a Ford Mustang. We need to see those comments. And if your car is, the car that you want to do is a European car, it's a older E46 BMW, or it's a old Volkswagen Corrado, I've got lots of comments for stuff like that. That's going to fall under the import. So leave the comments on what you want to see. They're not just Japanese imports. When I say an import, European counts in there as well. So if you want the old Volkswagen, if you want an Audi, if you want the BMW, the E46, or that kind of body style, an E36 I've even had comments for, you're going to be voting for, you want an older import, not a new car, not an old muscle car. That's kind of the class it falls into. So voting is going to start at the end of this video. I'll leave a link in the description below. Also, there's going to be a tab that comes down from up here in the corner. Click on that link and start voting. Get your friends to vote, pass it around, and really excited. I think that this is going to turn out awesome. Like I said earlier in this video, I honestly don't think that we're going to end up with a newer car. I think listening to you guys are real passionate about some of the older cars, and that's what we're going to end up with. If that's what you vote on, then so be it. I mean, we'll end up with a Supra, or an NSX, or a Volkswagen Corrado. I mean, these were cars that I never thought of when I started the channel. I had a dozen cars in mind. They were all new cars, and I thought we were just going to go out and buy a new car, and you guys blew me away. The comments are showing that you guys don't want that. You want an older car, and that's cool with me. If we end up with an older car that's not new, I think we're going to get pretty in depth in the rebuild of it, probably right down to the frame, because I want to make sure that when someone wins the car, they're winning their dream car, not a car they've got to fix up and it's constantly breaking down. So we'll strip it right down, I think, depending on the car, and right from the undercarriage, underneath the car, the gas tank and the suspension, right to the motor and interior and drivetrain, everything will be redone. It'll be a reliable daily car that you guys can take out and enjoy, and hopefully we end up with something cool. I mean, I'd love to see you guys take it to the track, or be able to take it to the car show that you guys go to, and really take pride in it. I know that I'm looking to have a great time, and I hope you guys are gonna come along for the ride. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'll try and get a video up tomorrow. We'll kind of do a 24-hour, see where we're at 24 hours. Again, it's the 5th of April. We're gonna let this contest run for 10 days. I want as many votes as possible so that it's unbiased, and new people coming to the channel aren't complaining that they may not have voted for that car, or they would have voted for something different along that lines. So real excited, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media sites. We're there. We'll leave the link in the description below, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.